because the next one might surprise you.
That's right. It's Kairi. Yippee! Often seen as a joke compared to the likes of her friends, Kairi is seen as somewhat lesser than Sora and Riku. Most would say her important role was Kingdom Hearts 1, maybe a bit of 2, and part of Remind. But is that really true? I personally remember her being important to the overall story, or at least to one particular character. I guess we'll have to see, but before that, why not drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and share with others if you think a man pushing 30s playing haha Disney key game all his life, discussing his obsession with the series is cool. It helps me a ton. One of the coolest facts about Kairi is that her design, or at least her hair, always seems to fit that of the singer Utada Hikaru at some point. Her design in this game, albeit simple, goes along with Sora and Riku's design, where Sora shows how open his heart is with his open jacket, and Riku's design having that cross over his vest, showing he's actually more reserved. Kairi doesn't at all wear a jacket or a cross or anything like that. This shows that she's just herself with nothing to hide, mostly because she doesn't know or remember her past. As a young girl who resides on Destiny Islands, she is close friends with Sora and Riku. She cares about them, she plays games with them, she even helps getting things for the raft. Well, she at least gets a list for what's needed for the raft. But not only that, we get to see her joke around and even challenge the guys, showing off how much they mean to each other. Seeing Kairi lag behind Sora and Riku showing her power physically is a really good visual storytelling way to show that she isn't exactly strong or fast, but to them, they're just having fun the last few days before they go out to look for other worlds on a dinky raft. Going to try to find other worlds was Riku's idea, but he admits that he wouldn't have gotten this idea if it wasn't for Kairi showing up one day when they were really young. During the second day, when gathering the items, we see the start of Sora and Kairi's relationship and how much they mean to each other. When he's going to collect one of the mushrooms, we see a room filled with drawings on the walls, one being of a young Kairi and Sora. While reminiscing, Sora draws him handing Kairi a star, which is the Palpu fruit. After 23 years, we now know has two meanings, a paradise of promise and a paradise of pure, both which fit their story. Destiny Islands and their childhood being together for so long is a paradise of pure childhood innocence, and over the long story of the Xehanort saga, they always seem to protect each other with a promise, not to mention that in the world, the Palpu fruit has a romantic connotation, while in Birth by Sleep, it's a promise of reunion, which is why Aqua makes the Wayfinders. Both pure and a promise from a world that seems to be a paradise. As the story goes on and Destiny Islands is falling to darkness, she takes refuge in Sora's heart for the majority of the game. Different scenes she seems to show up in, especially when it seems to calm Sora. Her memories are also intertwined with him, as when going through the slides in Deep Jungle, there's a castle to which Sora thinks it feels familiar, despite him never leaving the islands. A hint at her true role within the story, and we learn that Kairi's original home was that of the castle in Hollow Bastion, back when it was known as Radiant Garden. Near the end portion of the game is when it's confirmed that Kairi's heart is no longer in her body. Riku took the side of darkness in order for him to find a new heart, or her old one. He even goes out of his way to use Pinocchio to try and take his heart for Kairi, or at least study how this puppet could have a heart, to see if he could create a new one for Kairi. Sora! However, as it was stated before, her heart was within Sora since he found her during the fall of Destiny Islands, and after the fight with Ansem Riku is returned back to her body when Sora sacrifices himself. As she and the other princesses of Heart return, Sora falls into darkness, becoming a simple shadow Heartless. Before he's fully lost, he finds his way to his friends, and thanks to their connection, Kairi is able to recognize who Sora was, embracing him, promising to protect him like he did her the entire adventure. Her heart purifies his, making Sora into himself again. They make their way to Traverse Town, where she tries to come back to help save Riku, but stays put and gives Sora the Promise Charm, which actually is the keychain to Oathkeeper. During the end, we see a heartache reunion when the worlds come back. They make another promise to reunite as they're separated, and the events of Chain of Memories takes place. And Kairi, she finishes the drawing on Destiny Islands. Chain of Memories. Or, as I like to call it, the game that proves KH fans if they got skills or issues. It's also one of the games that shows Kairi's worth within the story in both small and big ways. For one thing, Naminé. While we don't know this in the game, she is the nobody of Kairi. What I think is interesting is that she has a similar outfit to Kingdom Hearts 1 Kairi, but her hair is that of the Kingdom Hearts 2 design. Or at least like a mix of both hairstyles. And really, I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. The way we see Shion in the majority of 358 is because she absorbed the memories of Roxas, Sora's nobody, and they happen to be most, if not all, about Kairi, the strongest memory within Sora. But that's the point, isn't it? I don't know if people still have trouble figuring this out, but Naminé has the power over Sora and everyone else who's tied to him because Kairi is the strongest memory Sora has. And of course, this game is that way of showing that information. They make a whole scene of him singling out how he can never forget Kairi.
It's why I could never forget Kairi. Am I right, Kairi?
Before he forgets Kairi. One thing we know about Kairi when she arrived on the islands was that it was the night that they had a meteor shower, and that comes into play in this story, where both Sora and the Riku replica made a promise to Naminé that if were one to come crashing down, they protect her from it. To symbolize the promise, both of them had a different version of a promise charm, where it was just a Pauper fruit, or at least close to a Pauper fruit that a yellow star can be. However, once he fully remembers Kairi, it changes back to the original that she gave him in Traverse Town. For a while, Kairi doesn't play a huge part in this game, until Roxas tries to talk to Naminé telepathically, but accidentally reaches Kairi instead. At this point, everyone doesn't remember Sora, but Kairi knows that she used to play with him and Riku on the islands. And every time Roxas has those dreams about Sora's adventure, Kairi is often cut off or glitched out.
Now, why is Kairi like the last thing she needs to work on? It's more than likely because Kairi is Sora's strongest memory, and if that was to be worked on first, it probably would have messed everything up.
She sends out a letter in hopes it reaches the boy she thinks about and knows is real. Kairi is a bit different in this game than she was in Kingdom Hearts 1. For one thing, she's still adventurous as we see later on, but she also seems more serious. When talking with Selphie, she has this bit of a calm demeanor than she did with Sora and Riku, where she... yeah, that. But that's more of a childlike innocence. Her design got updated to follow a more pink and white color than her purplish and white from the first game. The pink that shows her more innocent side, or pure if you want to call it instead, given she has a pure heart. Though, you can still kind of see some of those old colors in the boots. Like the new outfit and colors show her growing up, while the similar colors on her shoes shows that she still has her old personality on her. A decent time goes by before we see Kairi again, who is waiting on the beach across Destiny Islands, where she finally makes a stand that she shouldn't wait to find a missing boy. Axel shows up and tries to convince her to join him as they both lost someone dear to themselves. Though she doesn't buy it and runs into a dark portal with Pluto and ends up in Twilight Town. But before Sora can make it to her, Axel does wind up getting her. With the help of Naminé and Riku, who looks like Ansem Seeker Darkness, she's able to make her way back to Sora. As not only those two reunite, but she also helps Sora see Riku behind the darkness-stained body. Sora and Kairi hug, and Sora bawls his eyes out for Riku, relieved that he's able to be with his best friends again. God, I just love the Destiny trio so much. And oddly enough, Riku hands Kairi a Keyblade, Destiny's Embrace. Now, we know how Kairi is able to use a Keyblade, but I think to this day we never got a straight answer on how Riku was able to give her or call upon it. But I do have a small theory. Unlike Sora, Riku never loses his powers and starts from level 1 besides from Dream Drop distance, where in that game he learns more and more on different powers and abilities. He's then titled a Keyblade Master. However, given his strength and resolve in Kingdom Hearts 2, I would say that he was beyond that title in this game and was able to forge a chain from Kairi's heart, being able to call it upon it for her.
If you're interested in learning more about the Keyblade and its lore and history, I have a whole video about it called The History and Mystery of the Keyblade. It goes over everything that we know so far right before 4. So, hey, why not go check it out? I worked really hard on it. Thank you.
Anyway, after Xemnas is defeated, we see that not only did the Destiny Trio reunite, but so did Naminé and Roxas. Naminé made a promise to Roxas that they will meet again, even if they didn't recognize each other, sending a sweet message that those you're close with will never truly be gone from your heart. Sora, Riku, and Kairi are separated one last time before Sora and Riku end up in the Realm of Darkness, where the bottle Kairi wrote at the beginning ends up at.
Thinking of you wherever you are. We pray for our sorrows to end, and hope that our hearts will blend.
Now I will step forward to realize this wish. And who knows? Starting a new journey may not be so hard. Or maybe it's already begun. There are many worlds, but they share the same sky. One sky, one destiny,
A poem that shows Kairi's resolve. She's ready to become stronger, something we see here. She goes out of her way to try to protect her best friends, and after reading the poem, a portal to the realm of light opens up. Most likely because of the strong connection the three have. Having one last heartwarming scene before the credits where
You're home.
Kingdom Hearts 2 in general always makes me smile with its themes of reunion and the return of the Promise Charm. I can't express how much I just love these characters, man. During the story of Birth by Sleep, we see Kairi in a homeworld of Radiant Garden. As a very young girl, around the age of 4, she is being hunted by some unversed where Aqua and Mickey jump in and help her. Here she grabs onto Aqua's hands, which is holding a Keyblade. With Aqua being titled Master, this is how Kairi was able to have the potential to wield the Destiny's Embrace Keyblade. To further emphasize this, you actually unlock the keychain to use it after this, which, of course, is a Palpu fruit. After rescuing Kairi, Aqua puts a magic spell on her so that if she ever gets into trouble, her light would reach another, meaning at some point, she got into serious danger and her lights reached out and found Sora's. What the danger was exactly? Well, we'll get to at the end of the video. Now, she doesn't play a huge role in this game, as this is about Sora and Riku's journey on becoming Keyblade Masters. However, during the secret ending you unlock in this game, we learn that they need one more Seven of Light for an upcoming Keyblade War. That newest one is Kairi, showing that her journey she wanted to set out on that she wrote in Kingdom Hearts 2 is finally starting. Since Dream Drop, Kairi has been under special training with Lee to work and become a powerful Keyblade wielder for the up-and-coming war. And for a while, she's trained in this strange-like area that's kinda like the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball, an area that holds its own space and time to grow stronger. The scenes with these two in it, though, do seem to show some character growth for both of them. For one thing, Kairi, despite being enemies at first, can forgive Lee knowing who he is now and what he was put through, and her design shows her growth from the start of her journey. Now she wears mostly pinks with no hint to her old self, except for the necklace she had that she's been wearing since she was 4, but she's ready for the future now, and this training reflects that. Even if it doesn't pan out how it should at first, but we'll get there. While talking to Lee about how her and Naminé are one again, she talks about the time Naminé had and basically wishes that she could be her own person and live her life, as well as Roxas. They both reminisce on their old friends and they grow closer as a result. Eventually, every one of the 7 lights, plus some more, meet up and talk about what they're going to do and reminisce on the past. Cut to the night before the big fight. Riku leaves Sora and Kairi alone to think over his own feelings from his edgy middle school past, and Kairi, being bolder than she was, hands Sora a Palpa fruit, saying that she just wants to be a part of his life, no matter what. The two link arms and share the fruit, just like the drawing they made together back in Kingdom Hearts 1, promising once more to keep each other safe. Everyone gathers at the meeting ground and... light expires. Sora gives up, but even Riku knows that Sora wouldn't give up for his friends if it meant their defeat. So before he fully goes and ends up in the final world, he learns that he's still together thanks to Kairi trying her hardest to keep his heart alive. When the two are on their way back to where they were all killed off, Kairi tells Sora that all she did was just believe he wouldn't fade. Just one small belief, and they were able to make it back. Still showing how much strength this girl has in order to protect Sora. Something I didn't mention in the original script because I wanted to focus on the Destiny trio on its own video, is that Kairi is Sora's light. It's mentioned in Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, here, and probably a few other times that I just can't fully remember off the top of my head. But she is the light that pushes Sora to keep going. During the fight between Xion, Xemnas, and Saïx, we actually see her struggle against Xion before she's taken away by Xemnas. To emphasize that she and Axel just aren't that strong to go against these guys yet, Xemnas breaks Axel's Keyblade. Once we see her again, she's used to complete the Keyblade. Sora, Donald, and Goofy go in and defeat Master Xehanort, and in the end, Sora goes and uses the power of waking one last time to rescue Kairi alone, knowing that this could be his last use ever. Unfortunately, it is, but he's also able to save her, which brings us to Remind. For the record, I stupidly saved over my Remind file, so I'll be using footage from Perfect Paradox, who has the whole thing up on their channel if you really want to experience it but not play it. So, the whole point of Remind is Sora's journey while using the power of waking to save his friends. So during what was going on at the end, this Sora goes and finds pieces of Kairi's heart that was hidden by Master Xehanort in Scala ad Kylum. After some time searching, he does eventually find all 7 pieces of her heart, is able to restore his friends' hearts back, and finally reunites with Kairi. Though it doesn't last long as Master Xehanort comes back for one last fight, and this is where Kairi really shines. In Remind, you got the choice to play as either Sora or another character during the final battle section of Kingdom Hearts 3. And here is where you really get the chance to check Kairi out. Despite how weak she may seem, despite how easily she was captured, despite that, Kairi stands here ready to face the man that took her and her friends' lives. You can tell how hard she worked to get where she's at. The way her moveset shows her throwing the Keyblade and warping around with combos, she's trained for this and she won't let you forget it. This was a long time coming, and you get to bask in the glory of her strength. This was the part I was most excited about for Remind. After Master Xehanort is defeated for good, the ending pretty much plays as normal, though we do see some slight differences where Kairi and Sora are together after everything and even set off some of the scenes that we see, like returning Chirithy to Ventus, which... does he remember this, or Union Cross, or... you know what? Never mind. But that finally brings us to... Kairi's deep in her dreams to see if there's any clues on where Sora could be after his disappearance at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Starting off, Kairi wakes up in the final world where she takes a few steps, unlocks a memory that was deep within her, and it shows that at some point, while she was still living in Radiant Garden, she was taken by Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, as she uses her to find a Keyblade wielder. He goes on to explain that there are many worlds out there, and how this one will fall to darkness, and it's just like, damn dude, she's like 4, settle down. Either way, she's sent on her way where she ends up at Destiny Islands, setting off this entire adventure. But that does make me wonder something. If Agua didn't protect her with that magic spell, would Kairi still have ended up here? Or would she have ended up where Sora does in Kingdom Hearts 4? He only uses her to find a Keyblade wielder and uses them for his schemes, aka Riku. But if it failed, then what? Questions aside, we see Kairi's heart floating in front of her, and here we can get a better look at it. It's different from everyone else's heart that we've seen in the series, where everyone, or at least the majority of people, have this crystallized heart. Kairi has this flower-looking one. If there are any botanists, do you know what kind of flower this is? It looks like a hibiscus to me, but I'm not a flower expert. Either way, this also makes me realize we have never seen Kairi's Station of Awakening. At some point, Master Xehanort shows up. This isn't the real one, but rather a memory version of Xehanort, I think. And here we get to see some of her fighting style of constantly summoning and desummoning the Keyblade, but it's of no use. If you're wondering why Kairi may seem weak here, I believe it's because she's terrified. Despite the brave face she puts on, this man was the one that caused their fates and even kept changing it in order to get what he wanted. But before this figment could slash down on Kairi, who else but Sora shows up and saves her. When the battle is over, a piece of Kairi floats back over to Xehanort and he begins to say the same thing that we saw earlier. After all of that, she finally wakes up. A year had gone by since Kingdom Hearts 3, and they start discussing what happened within her sleep. Ansem the Wise comes to the conclusion that Sora is most likely in the world of unreality or fiction, so the fairy godmother takes Riku and Kairi to meet the Nameless Star and unlock a portal to that side. Though Kairi does stay back, stating that she needs to become stronger. Going back to tell the others in Yensid's tower about what they know, they start to plan to look for a way to find Sora on the other side of reality. So that's Kairi's journey through these games alone. Was she as useless as people make her out to be? Nah. Could she have been used more? Yes. Though Kairi was used as a story piece for Sora's growth early on, ever since Kingdom Hearts 2, she started slowly getting to be more of her own thing. Not to mention the power she has over Sora, be it his memories, or the way the two are always connected some way somehow. It shows that these two will never be apart from each other. Kairi gathers her strength from her friends and can be even bold, especially in Kingdom Hearts 1, but matures over time. But that's just what I think. If you still think she's useless, well, thanks for at least watching all the way through. If you want to hear me ramble more though, why not subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when a video goes live? Like the video so I know you want more, and follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky to see me outside of YouTube. Why not join my membership for the low price of $1 if you can afford it? You can get exclusive stuff such as using emotes, access to videos a couple of days early, and shoutouts at the end of the video, like Nate DM990 here. What's your favorite moment with Kairi? For the longest time, it was her character in 3 that shows her growth, but now it's the fight with Master Xehanort in Remind. But there are other spots too, like the whole Promise Charm and whatnot. Thank you all for watching, and remember, may your heart be your guiding key.